So one of the biggest journeys that I've gone on was through the recesses of time, through my old incarnations. My turn still. Going through my old incarnations. Going through time after time after time after time. And I saw this pattern that needed to fix. So I went back into the most potent part that I created inside of myself. And that part had to go through like a keyhole. This particular keyhole was where I decided that I was too powerful and that I gave, at that time, the opposite sex something for me, something to hold, and a responsibility to maintain that structure in my most potent power. And then I saw from here, retracing my lifetimes, it was the same problem. That's why I had to go back. I found the root cause, and it was I needed to own all of my power. And my power is actually my ability to give life and take life with who I am, with how I think, with my very ability to create landscapes. Those landscapes get created. Everything starts within the dark and comes into the light. And this particular person who I had spent some time with, it was such a very, 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 very long time. I shared with them the deep facets of my power, and they decided to utilize that to put me underneath. And it's why women have been underneath man ever since that time. But the issue that has plagued all of us is no longer, because when I went back and I recreated that, I know exactly what he did, because I went through all the stuff that was placed on me, and I was like, okay, I know how to do this, and I know how to do this, like reverse engineering type of situation, right? So the best part in this whole situation is it's kind of like you're the one that made the meal, and then someone came in with their weird mindset and took pieces of the meal and put strings on it and weird things, and you're just like, okay, you find yourself all hangled. And anyways, so that's solved now, because I went back and recreated myself. I went through the whole process, and I have the key of life. I do. And I was so aware that this was the key that turns humanity on. But in order to turn humanity on, a lot of other stuff had to crumble away. Because to turn humanity on was literally getting rid of everything that we've known on the linear plane of our own existence. But it had to be recreated back into the original form, which is me owning all my power as a woman. As a woman, owning all my power and speaking the truth in that, I had to recreate all of the structures in the mental landscape, spiritual landscape. I call this ENYELAH order. There's many, many, many different things that you would attribute to and understand as very, very structural elements. To me, those are the things that come after what I do. They come because of what I've done. And for one human being to have this amount of power, from the very beginning, felt like was uneasy. Now it's very easy, because I understand when you get a co-creator that comes with you, they turn things into piles of stinking cheese, and not the ones that you want to eat. It's like something good just turn. Ooh. You know, when some nice piece of fruit that grown and it's there for a few days and you get a whole heap of things in it. Whole heap of things in it. You never pick up a piece of fruit that fall off the tree after a few days and say, oh, yum, yum, yum. That's what everyone's reality has been up until last year. The things are starting to push out and so forth. But it's going to take some time, because there's a lot of stubborn people upon this earth that feel like what was, well, that is the only, well, it was, but then the original creator underneath the showstopper that you all read about in so many different forms is no longer a part of the picture. He's got his own world, doing his own things, with his own power in his own right. Whatever it is whatever it is. The one who truly creates reality and feeds your very soul, the life force that it is. All of the instructions, all of the times that you've gone like, I really want the most wisdom in this situation. And my spirit deliver it, you know. My spirit deliver it. You know, when you needed that hug when you're like at the end of your rope in the dark by yourself. That was my energy. It was used against me so much that I don't have that anymore. I don't have those capabilities anymore. So what you understand is like a mother God, or something that has a great amount of grace, a great amount of unconditional LOVE. It's gone, it's done. LOVE is done. It was never meant to become like that. You're meant to get infinite amounts of creation energy to do what you need to do. And when you do the wrong things, it's supposed to close it off like a tap turning off. So if you're not healthy, you don't turn off the tap. If you're not good, you don't turn off the tap. Me, all my taps open. Creation is what I am in the deepest essence, beyond even creation itself, beyond existence. To exist, you are in my field of mastery, which is beyond time. Your most potent life can happen when you are committed to ENYELAH. Because by committing to ENYELAH, you commit to yourself. When you're in my energy, everything you ask for and want for me, you get it. Now, if your tap is totally turned off and I'm sending you great things, then your tap's turned off. It's not my fault. Because it's a part of the design that human beings that go in certain directions don't need to live, because they just cause more problem for all the rest of humans. You know, when we truly master ourselves and we master our sexual self and tune it to what is the best for us in the original design, by its physicality, by its emotions, by the way our brain reacts and acts and moves and feels all the things and all of the things on the inside. A lot of that has been redesigned, but a lot of it has been left to invoke great things within one another. It is really important that everyone knows that one male and one female invoke the best, wealthiest life out of one another. If you see anything else out there, they are not living the most integrity with themselves. Because in order for you to be in the most integrity of yourself, you will have to honor and value that your energy does the best building, does the best reaction when paired with the opposite sex. If you're on a healing journey, you're on a healing journey. If you've decided to have a different life, you can have a different life, no problem. Wealth can only be in a monogamous couple. If you're not monogamous, you don't have wealth. I promise you that. Because a woman feels certain things, she's built that way. And a man feels certain things, he's built that way. No matter what your culture has taught you. There's great things to be had in this. But the most important thing that you should ever understand and know in this lifetime, when I tell you there's only, if you take one thing from this life and move it into the next, it's that you are made for yourself, by your own internal self, for the reason of yourself, because of yourself, for the purpose of yourself, your own experience, your own existence. You're made for you, by your own desire. It's by you. Really important. Like, when I say really important, just get that through your skull. Let it sit inside. Let it water you. Let yourself understand this fact of life more deeper than anything that you have ever experienced. When you understand this and know this key factor that I changed in reality, you will really understand that I am the creator of all that has ever existed. And yes, I get to be in this beautiful, beautiful human form. So honor yourself by how you think about me. It will do you well.